All right, checking to see if we're on. Yeah. All right. Yes, yes, yes. I see that we are on. All right. Check 1, 2. All right, shalom, everyone, and welcome. This is Kazak Eliyahu, and this is Just a Word, and we are here once again for another Shabbat teaching. Having some challenges here in that we don't have any light. I'm using a provisional powering device, which I don't know how long this will last us for, but let me see. Let me see how long it will take us for. Hopefully, the power will come back in time. All right. And we are today in the second part of our teaching. Last week, we looked at the kingdom of Alua is within you. And this teaching here was planned to be a part of it, but there was so much to speak about the kingdom with part 2. We had to make it part 2. Why is this audio changing? It did this last week. The audio was tripping in from one to the other. I don't know why. Microphone, but I guess that is on Zoom. But if it changes it on Zoom, that is what we will get on YouTube, isn't it? Why is it changing the um the microphone? I wonder. Yeah. All right, let me get this thing recorded. All right, so I'll get it recorded locally here. So in case the audio is out, we have a good recording here. All right. So yes, we were speaking about my kingdom. The kingdom of Alua is within you. And then we want to look at my kingdom is not of this world, because these verses give deeper insights into our salvation. And we would be surprised as to what comes out of what we have. I hope I do remember what the inspiration that I had last week. And if not, I only hope new inspiration comes or something is renewed so that I can remember. All right. So, my kingdom is not of this world. Where did we see that? And we saw it in the book of John, chapter 18, starting at verse 33. All right, if you see some new graphics here, the colors were inspired by dreams that were given to myself as well as others who came and gave me dreams about me in regards that highlighted one or more of these colors. So that is why you will see the colors being introduced, because we do everything by inspiration from the Most High. And these colors are good colors, all right? Good colors. And they came from good dreams. And the dreams are actually about charting the way forward. So, yeah, new colors, light blue and green, along with our traditional blue, dark blue. Anyway, John 18:33. I should start recording here. All right, let me start the introduction again because I didn't start recording here. So this teaching is a follow-up to our previous teaching where we spoke about the kingdom of Alua is within you. Sorry if we are going it over. All right. And so we look into my kingdom is not of this world. So it comes from John 18, verse 33. Then Pilate entered into the judgment hall again and called Yahusha and said unto him, Art thou the king of the Jews? Yahusha answered him, Sayest thou this thing of thyself? Or did others tell it thee of me? Pilate answered, Am I a Jew? Thine own nation and the chief priests have delivered thee unto me. What hast thou done? Yahusha answered, My kingdom is not of this world. If my kingdom were of this world, then would my servants fight, that I should not be delivered to the Jews, but now is my kingdom not from hence. So this is our title. My kingdom is not of this world. We're going to look in the depths of this and see what it means, how it relates to us today. My kingdom is not of this world. So we are supposed to be followers of Yahusha. If his kingdom is not of this world, then also our desires should not be of this world. When we come to serve the Most High, we must come to serve the Most High to actually know that in serving him, it is our coming out of this world. We must know it's a drawing out, a severing away from this world. When the Most High was speaking to the children of Israel, he said, I have severed you from other people that you should be mine. Whenever the Most High has his people, he rips them apart from other people, totally severs them from other people to be his. That is why in the end time, he tells people, come out of her, my people, flee out of the midst of Babylon. He severs, he rips them apart to be his. So his kingdom not of this world. Let's go to verse 37. Pilate therefore said unto him, Art thou a king then? Yahusha answered, Thou sayest that I am a king. To this end was I born, and for this cause came I into the world, that I should be a witness unto the truth. Everyone that is of the truth heareth my voice. So Yahusha bears witness of the truth, and we who are of Yahusha, we will also be a witness of the truth and also speak the truth. Pilate said unto him, What is truth? And when he had said this, he went out again unto the Jews and said unto them, I find in him no fault at all. All right, so there was nothing wrong with Yahusha, but Yahusha said that his kingdom is not of this world. Very, very, very important. Now, we as believers, everybody in this world, everyone in this world, we were brought up, we must know, we were brought up in this system, the system that I call the Babylonian system. We were brought up to love and seek the kingdom of this world. We have to get this straight. We were brought up to love and to seek the kingdom of this world. I'm just going to use two things, school and religion. In school, we were brought up to be obedient to the system, to be obedient to the world's system. We were taught how to fit into the system. We were taught jobs, qualification for jobs to fit into this world, teachers, whatever. We were taught to fit into the system. Now, in the system, we were taught to look out for ourselves. We were taught not to go and help each other, not to go and love your brother, not to go and seek to love your brother as yourself, but to go out loving yourself and your family and not really to care about other people. That's basically what we were taught. We were taught to chase out the desires of our hearts and the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. So in comes Babylon, USA. So they set up the headquarters of Babylon, which is a sterling, pristine, wonderful place where you can go and chase after the pride of life, lust of the flesh, and lust of the eyes. And so every nation sets up their Babylonian headquarters. Every nation has a capital. So the capital is where you have this Babylonian system set, but the darling of all Babylonian systems. So you will have the big cities where people go, and that's where people go and chase after this wealth. And so the nation is built around this, and every single town is built up to be that place where you go and you chase after the desires of your heart. Sinful desires, nonetheless, but we are taught that that is it. So we go up chasing material things, chasing materialism, going against the word and the will of the Most High. But we think it is justified because that is how we were grown up. So they set up one chief place. Yes? New York, United States, headed by their chief city, New York, and they have a lot of big cities. But the Mecca, I should use that word, the headquarters, the darling of Babylon, Babylon, USA, the headquarters, that is where people from all over the world now go to fulfill their lusts and their desires. And so they go there, and it is not enough for them to be able to live. Everyone wants to live sumptuously. Everyone wants to live sumptuously. And so they go there to live sumptuously. So this is the kingdom that is of this world. So we were all programmed by default. We were all programmed along this line because the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. It is Satan's world for the time being. And so that is how he sets it up to make sure that we end up sinning. But guess what? No one tells us that it is wrong. Even though we are reading the Bible, no one tells us that something is wrong with this system. Because we have religion that couples with education, with man's education. That religion, the main one, tells us is actually aligned with Babylon. And it is in Revelation 17, the mystery religion of Babylon. It is aligned with Babylon to get our minds to be comfortable chasing after this world, after the kingdom of this world. So in religion, we have prosperity doctrines, we have all sorts of things. It justifies us. It tells us, okay, you go to church, you pay your tithes and offerings, you go to work, you go to school, you do this, and then you become this in this world. So religion keeps us in this world. So when you truly become a true follower of the way, a true believer, your kingdom cannot be of this world. So everything has to be turned around. You have to be turned around in your heart, and this world no longer has importance to you. The things that you used to like, the things you used to desire, the things you used to love, you love them no more. The things you used to do, you do them no more because your desires have changed. Your appetite has changed. And so people will look on you strangely because now you have changed. You no longer have that desire for that, used to swear, I got to get that house. I got to get that house. Now you just want somewhere to lay your head. That is when you have changed. Yes? Because Yahusha's kingdom is not of this world. But Yahusha said what is it? Oops, I didn't even open the Bible. Yahusha said I don't remember exactly the verse. I haven't used it for a while. And in the day, it's in Luke 21:37. Yeah, my brain is not that bad. Don't tell me. Luke 21:37. And in the day he was teaching in the temple, and at night he went out and abode in the mount that is called the Mount of Olives. And all the people came early in the morning to him in the temple for to hear him. So he slept outside. And he abode in the mount that is called Olives. And the meaning of the word abode is there to pass the night properly in the open air. So his kingdom is not of this world, so not even somewhere to live. And we know that famous one, foxes have holes and birds of the air have their nest, but the Son of Man has nowhere to lay his head. So what are we saying here? We're saying that when the kingdom is not of this world, then you will not have a desire for the things of this world. So the people who are believers and they go chasing after, I have to get this, I have to have that, I have to go. I heard somebody sometime, oh, now and again you can go out for a drink and you can go to the nightclub and you can this, believers. You don't have any desires for that. You only have desire for the things of Allah. All right? So that is our desire. Our desire is with the world. But guess what? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So if we have a desire for the things and the ways of this world, then guess what? Then we will be partakers of the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. So this earth that we love, that we strive after, that we strive to get as much out of, it says it is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof, if not where and who is he. So guess what? We have been brought up to love the world of the wicked. We were brought up to love the ways of the wicked. When we come to religion, man's organized religion, we continue to follow the ways of the wicked, defended by the doctrines of false religion. So false religion justifies us. When we were in Christianity, we were justified by the false religion. There was nothing that told us that the system was wrong. Yes? All we had to do is to be a good Christian, and we were good. But the system itself is corrupted from the beginning. It is man's religion, giving us the traditions of man. I saw something the other day, and it said, isn't it funny how Christians celebrate every day, every holiday, except the ones in the Bible? And it's really, you come to think of it. The ones in the Bible, the feast days, the Passover, first fruits, unleavened bread, Pentecost, trumpets, atonement, tabernacles, or Sukkot, they don't celebrate those. But tell them about Christmas, pagan Easter, pagan Lent, yes, pagan birthdays, pagan Mother's Day, pagan Valentine's Day. They celebrate all of these things. Why? They are aligned with the kingdoms of this world. When you come out, when you are serving the Most High, you have to pull yourself out, or else you will be a worker of iniquity. Hamashiach said in Matthew 7:23, when he comes back, 21 to 23 says, not everyone that saith unto me, Master, Master, shall inherit the kingdom of Shamayim, but he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in Shamayim. And he says, many are going to say unto me that day, Master, Master, didn't I do this and the great miracles and prophesy and whatever? And then I will say unto them, depart from me, ye workers of iniquity. So we are there, for example, in that religion, they are there working iniquity with their false days. Those are just the beginning. There are so many false things that they do. Working iniquity with those false days, and they are thinking there in their mind that Yahusha is coming back for them. But Yahusha declared, as we saw in John 18, my kingdom is not of this world. So to partake of his kingdom, you have to draw or pull yourself, tear yourself, rip yourself away from this world. So that is why what we teach here, just a word, It's not very appetizing for the carnal man. It is not very acceptable to the carnal man. Hey, they will blame us. Oh, you are teaching a doctrine of the poor. You're teaching doctrine of nothingness or doctrines. No, we're teaching the doctrine that leads you to eternal life. That is all we're concerned about. Not concerned about this world or whether we are wealthy or what we are concerned about when Yahusha comes back, returns. Yes, we hear, well done, my good and faithful servant. That's all. And so what we do, we look at the scriptures to see exactly what it is saying, exactly what it means, so that we can follow it and we can advise you as to what it says. I am not telling anyone what to do. We are not telling anyone what to do. What we are telling you is what the scriptures say. You have to decide what you want to do. All right? So, where were we again? All right, so let me check the Zoom and let's see what's going on in the chat. All right. Oh, show the Bible. Oh, the Bible. Oh, you're seeing. Oh, I didn't go to the Bible as yet. All right, sorry about that. All right. So we have to be in kingdom mode because we are in the time of the end. No one needs to tell us that we are in the time of the end. No one needs to tell us. I've been getting some dreams. It's Babylon, USA. USA, Babylon. Babylon. Babylon, USA. We are in the time of the end. Anyone who doesn't know that, I don't know where you are. If you are not seeing certain things to know that something is wrong, then something is wrong. We are in the time of the end, and we have to now focus on our salvation. If before you watched this, you were, caught up in the ways of the world and the things of the world, the religions of the world and all of that, if you were in that, now is the time to wake up. Now is the time to turn around. Okay? So one thing, though, that we must understand, the people of this world, they love the world. They love worldly things. Have you ever noticed? When you become a believer, you stop doing certain things. Certain people start drifting away from you. They start disliking you. You start, for example, if you're on social media, you will post certain things. You used to post your picture. You used to get a whole lot of people liking you and, hey, nice picture, nice this. You start posting Bible verses. The number of people reacting drastically diminishes. And people start distancing themselves from you. People used to come and look for you. People used to come and talk to you. They don't come anymore. Your life becomes so much lonelier than before. Why is that? The people who are in this world, who are programmed for the kingdom of this world. Remember, Yahusha said his kingdom is not of this world. So those whose kingdoms are of this world, they love and they gravitate towards and they attach themselves to the people who love this world, whose kingdom is of this world. Because sin loves sin. Sin attaches itself to sin, and sin knows that when it attaches to someone who is sinful, there's an opportunity to get a sinful opportunity with that person. But when they come to someone who is now striving after righteousness, there's no opportunity for sin. As soon as they say something, you're like, I don't think so. That doesn't sound right to me. They don't want to hear that. So people whose kingdom is of this world, they want to hear because they want to partake of the lusts and the desires of this world. They want someone who is like them. As they say, misery loves company. They want to be with someone who is like them, so they start detaching themselves from you. So As a result, true believers, I'm not saying religious people, not many people who say they are believers, followers of the way, Christians, whatever you call them, not many are true believers who have truly set themselves apart in righteousness. But true believers, those who stand up for righteousness, I'm speaking about, and will not be swayed into unrighteousness, they will be hated by everyone who is not kingdom bound. So Yahusha says, my kingdom is not of this world. Those who are of Yahusha's kingdom, who are not of this world, will be hated by the people who are this world. And of course, that hatred can vary. It can vary from just, I can't be bothered, to I don't like him, to I hate him. It can vary between, but they will be hated by everyone who is not kingdom bound. Matthew 10:22, and ye shall be hated of all men. Notice he said of all men. So when you're kingdom bound, all men will hate you. When I say all men, it even includes believers. Because there are, there are believers who are not true believers. They are just religious people. Let me tell you something about religious people and true believers. Religious people want to justify themselves by where they are. If they see someone more zealous than them, someone who's pushing harder than them, it makes them start to think and to feel that, you know what, something is wrong. I need to go higher, but I'm not prepared to. You show them up. You make them realize that they are not where they should be. They don't want to hear that. Why do you think a channel like this does not have the tens of thousands of people as many do? Because when you show up people, they don't like it. And when I say show up, I don't mean we go and speak against people and we pick on people. What I'm saying is when the words cut, yeah, when the words cut, people might hear it and they say, oh, yes, you're preaching the truth and you're this, but then something within them, you know, I can't be bothered. Every week I come, I hear a hard word. But guess what? The hard word is necessary because it's a hard word that touches our conscience. And when it touches our conscience, that is supposed to generate changes in us that will lead us to the kingdom. When we hear what we want to hear, yes, those are smooth words, smooth things. So Matthew 10:22, you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. So it's an endurance. So if you are of Yahusha's kingdom, you will be hated, but you have to endure through this hatred. So you will be hated, but guess what? It is enduring. That enduring there is patience. Patience. That has been the word for us for the past few weeks. Patience. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about patience. I've said it before. I think I said it last week. No matter how much patience you have, no matter how much faith you have, it says, oh, faith, you can move mountains. And people talk about faith. How many times people talk about it? But hardly anyone speaks about patience, right? Patience has to accompany faith. You can have faith to move mountains. Yes, you believe something. But guess what? You're believing something. And then you believe it, and that thing is torn away before your eyes. All your faith made you believe that it's going to stand up. And it's standing up through your faith and standing up. And through your faith, something comes and tears that down. You become flustered. You just, hey, all of your faith now gone. You had the mustard seed faith, but it was ripped down. That's what happened to the disciples when Yahusha was taken away. Earlier, they were speaking to the Messiah. Oh, when will you establish the kingdom? And Amashiach said in Acts 1, it is not for you to know, but it's for our Father. So they think that Yahusha was there with them, but when Yahusha was taken to be crucified, to be judged, to be crucified, hey, all of their faith were gone and they were scattered. Why? They did not have the patience. Patience accompanies faith. When you have patience, your faith is shattered. That patience will let you endure because you're going to trust in Yahuwah that even though this has been torn down, you are going to see me through. When you don't have that patience, it is torn down and you get flustered and say, but I never expected this. What is going to happen now? The Most High is going to give me over. He's going to, and you start leaning on your own understanding and start thinking all sorts of foolishness. Patience. The Most High has never let down those who trust in him. Never. All right? So this enduring to the end is absolutely necessary because great joy awaits those who are righteous. So when the faith comes and the faith is even shattered, the patience that lets you endure will result in great joy in the end. You are going through it, yes? And you are struggling through it. And it is rough. Weeping endures for a night, but joy comes in the morning. After the process, so faith shattered, the patience is keeping you through. Patience, patience, patience. And you are waiting and you are trusting. In the end, the Most High is going to make you joyful. He's going to reward you because you believed in him. Job chapter 8, verse 20. Behold, Allah will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evil doers. Let me make sure that this one is on, is actually going on. Oh yes, it's on. Neither will he help. Behold, Allah will not cast away a perfect man, neither will he help the evildoers. So if we don't want to be cast away, we have to just ensure that we are walking in Yahuwah's righteousness. Till he fill thy mouth with laughing and thy lips with rejoicing. You see this enduring? He that you shall be hated of all men for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. This between Job 8:20 and 21 is the patience, is the enduring. After you endure, he will fill thy mouth with laughing and thy lips with rejoicing. They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame. You shall be hated of all men for my name's sake. But those who hate you, shame is going to clothe them. They will be okay. They will be looking good for now and looking as if they're victorious over you and triumphant and laughing at you. But you are there patiently enduring. Like Yahusha, patiently enduring. And in the end, look at Yahusha. He patiently endured the suffering, and in the end, the Most High gave him a name that is above all other name. The Most High made him the firstborn from the dead. The Most High made him king, and he will be coming back to rule over the Most High's world. Yeah? They that hate thee shall be clothed with shame, and the dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. The dwelling place of the wicked shall come to naught. Where is the dwelling place of the wicked? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. This earth that we go after, this kingdom that is not Yahusha's kingdom that we go after, will come to naught. That is why the Most High's prophecy, he says, I'm going to make a new heaven and a new earth. And in the book of 1 Peter, I think it tells you that this earth will be burnt up. Wicked kingdom shall come to naught. Why are we as believers seeking after, going after this kingdom that shall come to naught? It doesn't make any sense. Psalms 75 verse 10. All the horns of the wicked also will I cut off, but the horns of the righteous shall be exalted. The powers of the wicked will be cut off. So this wicked world, the earth given into the hand of the wicked, it will be cut off, people. It's just a matter of time, and we are in that time. Proverbs 10, verse 30. The righteous shall never be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. All we have to do is endure to the end to be saved. We shall not be removed, but the wicked shall not inhabit the earth. The wicked will be destroyed. Okay, so Yahusha's kingdom is not of this world. In order to partake of Yahusha's kingdom, we must reject the wisdom of the world that they gave us. Remember, we said we were brought up, we get back here. Yes, remember, we were brought up in a world of wickedness. Everything is structured here to keep us in their wickedness. They give us entertainment, they give us sports. All of those things are to attract us and to attract our children. Just as they did in the book of Maccabees. You know what they do with sports and all of that? They make us sell our children to Moloch. Many parents give their children over to sports with the hope that these children will become the next star and earn big money and become rich. So, like in Europe, when the children are young, they go to academies to play what they call to play football. Yeah? And that children, that's all their lives, just football, 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 every day. Football. And that's their life. So they give us football, they give us entertainment. Everybody wants to be a singer. Everybody wants to be a singer and famous because then you become rich overnight. All of those things they gave us. Yes? So in order to partake of Yahusha's kingdom, everything, and we spoke about how they taught us education and religion. We have to reject the ways of this world. We must reject the wisdom of the world that they gave us. Because in order for us to partake of this, we have to partake of a certain wisdom that they gave us. The wisdom that we learn in schools, the wisdom we learn from people who they say are role models, the wisdom we learn from people who they say are, what do you call him on social media now again? The people who lead. What do they call them again? I don't remember. Yeah. So we have to totally rip away because the wisdom of Yahuwah is different from the wisdom of this world. We have to walk in the wisdom of Yahuwah by rejecting the wisdom of this world because Yahusha's kingdom is not of this world. So if his kingdom is not of this world and his kingdom is within you, what you think, what you hear, what you listen to, what you see, what you touch, what you taste, what you know, what you speak about, what you advise people on has to be of his kingdom. It cannot be of the kingdoms of this world. Yes? So that is why, even though, say for example, I knew a lot about track and field, I knew a lot about football, I knew a lot. I won't involve myself in conversations about those things. The Olympics that just went on the other day, that would have to miss me. At the opening ceremonies, etc., these are wickedness. They show idolatry and worship of idols and they cannot. Anyway, you need to reach there so that you are not partaking of the kingdoms of. What's wrong with this sound? I don't know what's wrong with it. Okay. So them that are perfect, yet not the wisdom of this world come to naught. We don't speak that wisdom. Why? Because our wisdom, I don't know, let me go and check on YouTube and see if it's going in and out. It's turning. Oh, used. Um, Let me see if I can start streaming here. Let me see if I can do something different here. Let me see if I can do something different. All right, so please bear with me. What did I call this one again? What did I call this one? My kingdom is not of this world.
True.
Uh-huh. All right, I'm trying to get over the hump of the broadcast changing. All right, all right, all right. So just bear with me a little, and we will see what we shall see. I wonder if it will stream another one or it will continue with the same stream. That would be a tragedy if it starts another one. I'm just trying this thing and see what will work out. All right. Let me see if there'll be 2 streams or 1. How many lives? Wow. It's doing 2 of them. So I don't know. We just have to bear with it, I guess. I'll have to bear with it. I'll have to stop this one. All right. Yes. So the princes of this world, the kings of this world, their wisdom is going to come to naught because it is the wisdom of wickedness. But we speak the wisdom of Allah in a mystery, even the hidden wisdom which Allah ordained before the world. From them, you will have to speak a different wisdom from them. Yes, the things that we grew up with, and I have been. There are some people, all they speak about are things that we learned in the world. And we say to be like some sort of authority. Oh, the reason that happens because such as with the wisdom of this world. No, you have to throw that away. Okay? You gotta throw that away. Which none of the princes of this world knew, for had they known it, they would not have crucified the master of splendor. So if they had known, they did not have the wisdom to know about Hamashiach. Had they known or had the wisdom. So it's a totally different wisdom. Let me pause each time. But what does wisdom have to do with the kingdom? Let's look at the book of wisdom to see what does wisdom have to do with the kingdom, to see why wisdom is important. Why is wisdom important? Let me see if I can hide that and see what will happen. All right. Wisdom chapter 7, verses 3 to 8. Wisdom chapter 7, verses 3 to 8. We want to see what wisdom has to do with the kingdom that is not of this earth. Chapter 7, 3 to 8. And when I was born, this is Shulamah, this is Solomon speaking. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature. And the first as all others do. I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares. For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth. For all men have one entrance into life, and the like going out. Wherefore I prayed, and understanding was given me. I called upon Alua, and the Ruach of wisdom came to me. This Ruach of wisdom is absolutely important for us to partake of the kingdom that is not of this world. We are given by default, we are taught in this world man's wisdom, the wisdom of the world, the wisdom of the princes of the world. We are taught it in schools, in our churches, in wherever we congregate, on the corners, wherever we congregate. But this rock of wisdom that comes from the Most High is what brings us into the kingdom that is not of this earth. And esteem the riches nothing in comparison of her. Is this thing changing? Hey.
Brother C, check your audio.
All right. Let me get the 1 to 2. I don't know what's happening. Has to do somehow with the port. All right. Okay, so wisdom actually saves us. Saved through wisdom. Wisdom 9, verse 16. And hardly do we guess aright at things that are upon earth. And with labor do we find the things that are before us. But the things that are in heaven, who hath searched out? So, my kingdom is not of this world. It's telling us that we can hardly figure out the things on this earth. How can we figure out the things that are heavenly? How? It is wisdom that is going to help us. And thy counsel, who hath known, except thou give wisdom and send thy Ruach HaKadosh, thy Holy Spirit, from above. For so the ways of them which lived on the earth were reformed, and men were taught the things that are pleasing unto thee, and were saved through wisdom. So it is Ruach HaKadosh, the Holy Spirit, as they call it, that is sent from above, that can get us to be reformed, to be changed, to be transformed, to be turned around, and to be taught the things that were pleasing unto thee, which will save us. So we, by default, as we said before, we grew up in a corrupt, worldly system that is against the ways of the Most High. It is programmed to be in rebellion to the Most High and his ways. It is everything in this world is the direct opposite of what the Most High's ways are. Yes? So it's the direct opposite. And so for us to walk in the kingdom that is not of this world, we have to be transformed. And it is his Ruach that will give us the wisdom to be transformed, to know the things that are pleasing unto Allah. So let me tell you something, people. We have to give up on this world and talking about this world and caring about this world. That is why when you set yourself apart, it is so good because you can set yourself apart to Yahuwah, rejecting the ways of this world. Anything you have to do with this world is a pain to do with spiritual things. You go out. I always like to use work because every one of us has to work in the system to feed our people. You go there, you will have people that talk corrupt things, people that try to corrupt you, and it's no righteousness. Yes? It is only through wisdom and separating ourselves from the way of the world. And we can separate ourselves from the ways of the world. We can still be in this world and not of the world. We can separate ourselves from the ways of the world by the things that we think, the things that we talk about, the things that we meditate on, the things that concern us. That television in our house is a surefire way to keep us into the wisdom of this world. The programming that comes on it, the things that come on it is going to direct us away from spiritual ways. That is just one way I'm telling you about. Yeah? Set yourself apart. Focus on spiritual things. Yes? And you will be saved through wisdom. So, Ruach HaKadosh, as we just saw, is the key to the kingdom. Ruach HaKadosh is the key to the kingdom. We cannot be reformed, we cannot be changed unless we have received Ruach HaKadosh. 1 Corinthians 2, verses 1 to 5. 1 Corinthians 2, verses 1 to 5. Shaul speaking here, and he said, And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declaring unto you the testimony of Alua. When you are in the wisdom of Alua, you will not have excellency of speech. When you converse with people in this world, and you are spiritual, rejecting the things that are carnal, you will have no desire to converse with them of the things of this world. And so when you come, you will not speak with excellency of speech. Okay? Declaring unto you the testimony of Alua, but you will be declaring the testimony of Alua. You will be focused. For I determined not to know anything among you, save Yahushua HaMashiach and him crucified. So that is our thing. When you have the wisdom that is of Yahusha's kingdom, you will be focused. You will be focused. You will not be able to be good at conversing on all sorts of things that concern worldly people. And I was with you in weakness and in fear and in much trembling. And my speech and my preaching was not with enticing words of man's wisdom, but in demonstration of the Ruach and of power. So his speech and preaching demonstrated the Ruach of Yahuwah and the power of Yahuwah simply by what he was talking about. That your amanah, your faith, should not stand in the wisdom of men, but in the power of Alua. So when I'm out now and I'm out there talking about, oh, this guy, he gets so many, 100 million, his contract is 150 million, and boy, he's not good. There are better players than him, and they're out there speaking of those things. Foolishness. But in the power of Alua is when we are fixated on the things of the Most High. So the Ruach is the important thing that can take us into the kingdom that is not of this world. We're going to use Kepha or Peter again as an example. Before receiving the Ruach, Peter cowardly feared the world and its rulers and what they can do to him. First, let's not go there as yet, although the time is running. Let's go to John 3:3 to see the Ruach, how important Holy Spirit or Ruach HaKadosh actually is. John 3:3, 3-8. This is what gets us into the kingdom that is not of this world. John 3:3. Yahusha answered and said unto him, Truly, truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of Alua. My kingdom is not of this world. So you were born into this kingdom. To get into my kingdom, you have to be reborn. You have to be born again. You have to become a new man, a new creature. New. Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? Yahusha answered, Truly, truly, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Ruach, he cannot enter into the kingdom of Alua. Water and the Ruach refers to, of course, baptism. Born of water and of the Ruach. The Ruach refers to what they call the Holy Spirit. Very important, we cannot go into the kingdom that is not of this world unless we are converted and we receive and have Ruach HaKadosh. Because that is what will guide us into all truth. John 16:13. Howbeit, when he, the Ruach of truth, is come, he will guide you into all truth. So we need a guide to guide us into all the truth of the kingdom that is not of this world. For he shall not speak of himself, so the Ruach will speak to us. So in order to be changed and to be taken out of this worldly kingdom, we need his Ruach to speak to us. For he shall not speak of himself, but whatsoever he shall hear, that shall he speak, and he will show you things to come. Show you things to come. The Ruach of prophecy. All right? We need all of that. Verse 5. John 3, Yahusha answered, truly, truly, no, I said that already. Verse 6, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, and that which is born of the Ruach is Ruach. So my kingdom is not of this world. The kingdom is a spiritual kingdom. The kingdom of this world is a fleshly, carnal kingdom. So we have to be born again to take ourselves out of the fleshly kingdom and to prepare ourselves and present ourselves as spiritual so that we can partake of the spiritual kingdom. That is why the Ruach HaKadosh is called the Ruach Mashiach, because same Ruach that is in HaMashiach is the same Ruach that is in us, leading us and making the Messiah teach us and lead us and guide us into his kingdom. Marvel not that I said unto thee, ye must be born again. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Ruach. So when the kingdom, your kingdom is not of this earth, when you're in the kingdom that is not of this earth, you will have Ruach HaKadosh, and Ruach HaKadosh will be able to take us and lead us to wherever he wants us to go. That is when you are in the other kingdom. When you are in this kingdom, it is your mind that tells you whatever you decide, whatever your lust, whatever you desire. Okay, I am going and see something must be wrong. I don't know why it keeps tripping out. Yeah. So you do whatever you want to do, but all right, let me hope that this will not work. Yes. So when you're in this world, you, oh, why is this thing tripping out, tripping out? Is it the cable? All right, stay there, please. Please, please, please. Okay. Yes. So when you're in this world, your decisions will be made by you. When you're in the kingdom, Yahusha's kingdom that is not of this world, the decisions will be made by you in tandem with Ruach HaKadosh, with the Most High, with Yahusha HaMashiach. That is what verse 8 means. The wind bloweth where it listeth, and thou hearest the sound thereof, but canst not tell whence it cometh, and whither it goeth. So is everyone that is born of the Ruach. And John 14, 15 to 21, the Ruach HaKadosh is what we need, truly need to be walking in. And we know that many of us who are believers, we truly do not have the Ruach. We are trying to show people here that this is not religion. We have to be diligent. We have to seek Yahuwah diligently to receive his Ruach, to receive his wisdom, so that we can partake of the kingdom. And you know, when you are partaking of the kingdom is when you lose the appetite for the things of this world, and this world can no longer satisfy you. Things that you used to love, you love them no more. Things that you want to, different way of life, you are willing to give up. You are willing to be a stranger and a pilgrim. If ye love me, keep my commandments, and I will pray the Father, and he shall give you another comforter, that he may abide with you forever. So we need this comforter, Ruach HaKadosh, so the Father can abide with us and the Messiah can abide with us forever. That is what we need for the kingdom that is not of this world. Even the Ruach Amat, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither know him, but you know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. I will not leave you comfortless. I will come to you. So it's the Messiah, whose kingdom is not of this world, who will spiritually come to us through Ruach HaKadosh. So we're speaking about Peter now, Peter's example. Before receiving the Ruach, Peter was a coward, fearful of this world and what they could do to him. Let's go to Matthew 16:21. We're going to show a before and after. My kingdom is not of this world. We're going to show the depths of that, Matthew 16:21. From that time forth began Yahusha to show unto his disciples, oh, we did this the last time, how that he must go unto Jerusalem and suffer many things of the elders and chief priests and scribes and be killed and be raised again the third day. Then Kepha took him and began to rebuke him, saying, Be it far from thee, master, this shall not be unto thee. But he turned and said unto Kepha, Get thee behind me, Satan. Thou art an offense unto me, for thou savorest not the things that be of Alua, but those that be of men. So before our conversion, we will be consumed with the things and the ways of men. I remember when the mark of the beast was going on, and I was telling people, and I've said it here several times, I was warning people about it, and people are saying, believers, people who say they are believers, Christians really, they were saying, so what can we do? We will have to do it. There's nothing else we can do. We have no choice. And I was saying, you don't have no choice. What about Yahuwah? What about depending on Yahuwah? Almost all the time I said that they were quiet. When you are in this world, you're going to savor the things that be of men. You're going to look to men for the answers. But when you are not, it's going to be different. And Kepha, when this happened to Yahusha, let's go to Matthew 26, 73 to 75. When this happened to Yahusha, Kepha did something very profound. He denied Yahusha as Yahusha had prophesied. All right, if you hear me pause, I'm waiting on this microphone thing. All right. Then began, and after a while came unto him they that stood by and said to Peter, Surely thou also art one of them, for thy speech bewrayeth thee. So the people there were hearing his accent and saying, You must be one of Yahusha's men. Then began he to curse and to swear, saying, I know not the man. And immediately the cock crew. And Peter remembered the word of Yahusha, which said unto him, Before the cock crow, thou shalt deny me thrice. And he went out and wept bitterly. So he was not converted. So he could not overcome this. He could not overcome himself. Yes? So if you are in this worldly kingdom, you have to judge yourself. What is your weakness? Yes? What are you afraid of? Because after receiving the Ruach, Kepha was fearless, not of this world. Acts 5, let's start at verse 17. Let's see the difference. After Ruach HaKadosh came upon Kepha, Acts 5, 17. Then the high priest rose up, and all they that were with him, which is the sect of the Sadducees, and were filled with indignation, and laid their hands on the apostles and put them in the common prison. But the Malach, the angel of Yahuwah, by night opened the prison doors and brought them forth and said, Go stand and speak in the temple of the people, to the people, all the words of this life. And when they heard that, they entered into the temple early in the morning and taught. But the high priest came, and they that were with him, and called the council together, and all the senate of the children of Yasharal, and sent to the prison to have them brought. Let me go to 24. Then came one and told them, saying, Behold, the men whom ye put in prison are standing in the temple and teaching the people. Then went the captain with the officers and brought them without violence, for they feared the people, lest they should have been stoned. And when they had brought them, they set them before the council, and the high priest asked them, saying, Did not we straitly command you that ye should not teach in this name? And behold, ye have filled Jerusalem with your doctrine, and intend to bring this man's blood upon us. Then Kepha and the other apostles answered and said, We ought to obey Alua rather than men. Now Kepha, all of his fear had gone. Fearless. Yes? The Alua of our fathers raised up Yahusha, whom ye slew and hanged on a tree. Him hath Alua exalted with his right hand to be a prince and a savior, for to give repentance to Yasharal and forgiveness of sins. And we are his witnesses of these things, and so is also Ruach HaKadosh, whom Alua had given to them that obey him. So Ruach HaKadosh is given to us who obey. How can you obey if you say his law is done away with? How can you obey if you reject his law? The very word that brings obedience is the very word that you reject. So we see obedience is a prerequisite for getting Ruach HaKadosh. So to enter into the kingdom that is not of this world, we have to be obedient. Okay? So if we love this present world, what if we love this present world? Here are a whole lot of verses, because what time is it? 5:27? That's, oh, well. 1 John 2:15-17. I know you must be tired of this, but this verse is just so relevant in so many ways. 1 John 2:15-17 to show how believers actually should be. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. For all that is in the world, lust of the flesh, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. This is what we say. This is how we are programmed in this world. The lust of the flesh, lust of the eyes, and pride of life. That keeps us in the kingdom of this world, but cannot get us into the kingdom that is not of this world, which is Yahusha's kingdom, which is what all of us as believers are striving after. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Alua abideth forever. So the opposite of loving this world is doing the will of Alua, and we just spoke about what? Obedience. It is obedience that brings us into the will of the Most High. All right, here's another one. 2 Corinthians 4:16-18. If we love this present world. 2 Corinthians 4:16-18. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day. When you're seeking after the kingdom of Yahusha, your outward man may diminish away because you're going through so much trial, so much trouble, so much tribulation, so many tests, so many stress, and so much battles and burdens and everything. Your outward man is perishing, but the inward man is being renewed because the flesh is being destroyed and the Ruach is being empowered. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of splendor. So whatever is happening to us physically says a light affliction. While we look not at the things which are seen, but at the things which are not seen. So we don't look at the kingdom that is of this world, but we look at the kingdom which is not of this world. For the things which are seen are temporal, but the things which are not seen are eternal. So the kingdom that we cannot see, which is to come, is eternal. That is what we strive after, giving up everything to seek it. But this kingdom, at this present time, it is just temporal, just temporary. So we were speaking about this present world. If we love this present world, we have to understand this present world. This present, let me get this thing up. Yes, this present world refers to a time that is coming. Not now, a world that is coming. That is the coming kingdom. That is our focus. 2 Timothy 4:10. What if we love this present world? 2 Timothy 4:10. For Demas hath forsaken me, having loved this present world, and is departed unto Thessalonica, Crescens to Galatia, Titus unto Dalmatia. So because Demas loves this present world, he has forsaken the believer. Any believer who loves this present world will forsake a true believer. I want us to get that piece in our head. If there is a so-called believer who loves this present world, he will forsake the true believer, because he will have to be making some provision for himself. It cannot be all spiritual. All right? Galatians 1, verse 4. We'll go quickly through these. Galatians 1, verse 4. Favor be to you, start from 3. Favor be to you and shalom from Allah the Father and from our Master Yahushua HaMashiach, who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from this present evil world. You cannot tell some believers this. You cannot tell some believers that this world is present, this present world is evil. Many people refuse to move and come out of this world because they love the world. Why do you think so many people, they don't want to flee from this world of sin? Why? Because they love this present world. So understand why Hamashiach gave himself for our sins. He did not give himself for our sins to keep us in this present world. He gave himself for our sins so we can take ourselves out of this world and seek after his kingdom that is not of this world. Who gave himself for our sins, that he might deliver us from this present evil world, according to the will of Allah and our Father, to whom be splendor forever and ever, so be it. So it is the will of the Most High that we take ourselves out of this present evil world. Why the earth is given into the hand of the wicked? It is a test, people. This life, we keep telling you, it is a test. Let me see if I can get somewhere where you can see my ugly face. Yes, it is a test. We are put into this world. Satan is given charge of this world. And we are told, I put before you today life and death, good and evil. Choose life so that you and your seed may live. We are given the choice. This life is a choice. That is why when I hear people say, oh, we have no free will, garbage. We have a choice. But he predestinates people according to his purpose. He puts people there before the beginning of time. He says, okay, they are going to do this. But it's not every single action that we do is predestinated, because we have to be allowed, all of us, to make a choice. And it is that choice that we make that will be determine our future. So it is the will of the Most High. Let me get back to the verse. It is the will of the Most High that we walk in his righteousness. It is the will of the Most High that we walk in his righteousness and be delivered from this present world. 2 Ezra 8, verses 1 to 3. These are some short verses. 2 Ezra 8, verses 1 to 3. This is the angel answered Esdras. And he answered me, saying, the Most High hath made this world for many, but the world to come for few. This world to come was made for few. This is the kingdom that is not of this world. It will be on this world, but it is not a worldly kingdom. Yes? It was made for a few. I will tell thee a similitude, Esdras. As when thou askest the earth, it shall say unto thee, that it giveth much mold, whereof earthen vessels are made, but little dust that gold cometh off. Even so is the course of this present world. There be many created, but few shall be saved. Few shall be willing to take themselves out of the kingdom of this world. People, if we do not rip ourselves away from this kingdom, we will not be saved. We teach and we preach here a gospel, a good news of denying self, a gospel of being willing to be nothing. That is the truth of the scriptures. That is the truth. People want us to speak things, smooth things, to prophesy deceits, to speak deceits. No, we will not do that. I will have to, when I see you, I have to be able to look into your eyes and know that I have spoken the truth to you. And when I go and pray, my conscience cannot be on me that I did or said something that goes against the way and the will of the Most High. So the truth is, there be many created, but few shall be saved. So answered I and said, oh, I don't think there's any more here. To 3. Oh, yes, that's it. So as I was speaking, just speaking about myself, this is a leading of the Ruach. We must reject every doctrine of men. You get it? We must reject the doctrines of men. There are doctrines of men that we spoke about earlier, the Easters, the Christmases, and the Trinities, and the false names, Jesus Christ, who is Jesus Christos, and God, who is Hut, who is God, who is fortune, who is all the false things. We have to reject everyone and turn to the Most High. And Lord, done away with not understanding the spirit of the law written in our hearts, and all of that. We must reject all of them. Colossians 2:20-22. That is the only way for us to get out of this. We have to reject all of man's doctrines. Colossians 2:20-22. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Hamashiach from the rudiments of this world, Hamashiach died for us so that we can be delivered from this present evil world. Rudiments there, the word rudiments there means something orderly in arrangement. That is by implication a serial, base, fundamental, initial, constituent, proposition, element, principle, rudiment. That is something orderly. So the rudiments of this world is the workings of this world. So we are to be delivered. Let me look into the dictionary to get more from rudiments. Rudiments. Rudiment means a basic principle or element or a fundamental skill, something unformed or undeveloped. I still can't get it. Oh, teaching, for example, teaching themselves the rudiments of rational government. So it is a basic principle. It's the principles of this world, yeah. And that is what we were taught. We were told, we were speaking earlier in religion and in schools, the principles of this world. Wherefore, if ye be dead with Hamashiach from the rudiments of this world to take ourselves out of the kingdom of this world, yes, why, as though living in the world, are ye subject to ordinances, touch not, taste not, handle not, which all are to perish with the using after the commandments and doctrines of men. A lot of people don't know and understand in these Colossians here. He was speaking of men, touch not, taste not. He was not speaking about the law. He was speaking about the different doctrines that crept into the assemblies, as is with Christianity, for example. Why, as though living in this world, are ye subject to Christmases, to Easters, to whatever they have, Trinity, whatever they have. Yeah? Yeah. All right, so, yeah. Matthew 15:4-9. Same thing here. We have to separate ourselves from the doctrines of men. For Allah commanded, saying, honor thy father and mother, and he that curseth mother or father, let him die the death. But you say, these are the doctrines of men now. But you say, whoever shall say to his father or his mother, it is a gift, by whatsoever thou mightest be profited by me, and honor not his father or his mother, he shall be free. Thus have ye made the commandment of Allah of none effect by your tradition. So man's traditions are going to take us from the way of the Most High. We have to flee from that. Ye hypocrites, well did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, This people joyeth nigh unto me with their mouth, and honoreth me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. So when we are teaching for doctrines the commandments of men, we are worshiping in vain. In vain. All right? So, when we are in the truth, we said this earlier. When we are in the truth, the world will hate us. When we are in the truth, the world will hate us. We need to put this again very carefully because the next one is going where we are going in this world. I want you to watch to the end to see where we are headed at this time. John 17:13. John 17:13. And now come I to thee, and these things I speak in the world, that they might have my joy fulfilled in themselves. This was Hamashiach speaking a prayer to the Most High for his disciples who he would be leaving behind. I have given them thy word, and the world hath hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. When you are not of the world, as we said earlier, the world is going to hate you. Okay? Okay. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, but that thou shouldest keep them from the evil. So when we are in the world, we are in the world, but not of the world. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. So it is the word that will sanctify and cleanse us. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. So we are not partakers of the world, but we are sent into the world to do what? To speak to other people so that they themselves take themselves out of this wicked world. We are soldiers. Yes? Hamashiach called the apostles. Through their word, we believe. We also have to do the same thing that they do. We are here in the world calling people out of this present evil, wicked world so that they can partake of the kingdom that is not of this world. The kingdom that is made for a few. And don't expect, in Jamaica we say a whole ton load of people. Don't expect a whole lot of people. So if you're there preaching, teaching to people, and you see only one or two people, fishes are biting, don't worry yourself. He made the present world for many, but the world to come for a few. Many are called, few are chosen. It will be only a few that will love the truth. That is why, if you want to go on some channel, most of the channels are almost a general rule. I know I see people rising now with the truth, and a lot of people are following them. Why? Because they are speaking Christianity. Let me tell you what will happen, or what happens. The Most High will speak through Christians to Christians. A lot of Christians will follow them because there are 2.5 billion Christians in the world. When we preach, for example, how we preach as followers of the way, our numbers are not going to be as high because it's not going to be appealing to Christians. They're going to hear Yahusha, they're going to hear Yahuwah, they're going to hear, no, they want to hear God, they want to hear Jesus Christ, they want to hear the Lord, they want to hear all Yahweh, they want to hear those Jehovah, those words that they're familiar with, and then they will run come. That is why the name is so important. Yes? So the Most High is rising up people in the end, Christians in the end, and they are pulling people to the way of truth. But one thing I notice with them, they continue to keep the names. Even though they might know his name is Yah or whatever, they still keep it. So That is a part of the awakening. That's how the Most High works. But general rule, when you see people, a whole lot of people, that is the itching ears, people are hearing what they want to hear, that is where they will go. All right? And for their sakes, I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. So it's the truth that is going to change us from this wicked world into his kingdom. Neither I pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. This is us. That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me and I in thee. This is Ruach HaKadosh now. That they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. And the splendor which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one. This is the oneness there. When Yahusha said, I and my Father are one Ruach is in him. So we are one with them, the same Ruach is within us. I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one. And that the world may know that thou hast sent me and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. So the world will hate us when we are in the truth. Another thing the world will do when we are in the truth is that the world will persecute us. People, you see the persecution that we read about in the scriptures? We are in that age. We are in that time. It is developing, and I'm watching it developing. It is coming. Persecution on the true believers. John 15:18. If the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. So we looked at the fact that when you're a true believer, it will hate you. Hamashiach now is going to tell you what happens when they hate you. If ye were of the world, and very specific here, Christians used to say this, but nobody hated the Christians really. Why? Because the word was not speaking about Christians. The word was speaking about, no, Israelites. The world is given into the hand of the wicked. The world is ordered through Edom. In 2 Ezra 6 verse 9, it says, for Esau, or Edom, is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. What is happening and going to happen and taking place is that our captivity is coming to an end, almost at an end, and the Most High is going to give us the kingdom. Do you think Edom is going to sit by and say, okay, the word says Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning. Okay, Esau, Jacob, you can have it. You can have the world. We give up, we give in. You can just have it. Thank you very much. And it was nice having it. And I only hope you do enjoy having it. And I do hope you have a good rulership. But no, they are going to fight tooth and nail. And what we see happening in this world, our people are rising up. You see, Hebrew Israelites, the Hebrew Israelite movement, that is being watched like a hawk. Persecution is going to come. Persecution is going to come. Before I go into that, let's go John 15:18. People like me, the truth, hey, problem they see as a problem. But we got to do what we got to do. You shall be hated of all men, for my name's sake, but he that endureth to the end shall be saved. John 15:18, if the world hate you, ye know that it hated me before it hated you. If ye were of the world would love his own. But because ye are not of the world, but I have chosen you out of the world, therefore the world hateth you. Remember the word that I said unto you, the servant is not greater than his master. If they have persecuted me, they will also persecute you. If they have kept my saying, they will keep yours also. So we're going to have a set of people who will persecute and a set of people who will hear us. Simple. So we are in a quandary. We are in the middle of the, we have to speak. And what happens, happens. Yes? So once we start seeking the kingdom, though, We cannot turn back. So we hearing this now, oh boy, there's going to be persecution. That means I have to watch what I speak. I have to start holding it down. No, 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 no. Once you start seeking the kingdom, we cannot turn back. The book of Hebrews 10:35, cast not away therefore your confidence, which hath great recompense of reward. Do not cast away your confidence. You're on the path. For ye have need of patience. Here's our nice little word that we love, that we have come to fall in love with for the past few weeks. Ye have need of patience. That after you have done the will of Alua, ye might receive the promise. So with all of this, persecution looming, problems, trials, tests, patience. Patience. After you have done the will of Yahuwah. So you have to be steadfast doing the will of Yahuwah regardless of what you're going through. How many of us get flustered when we go through real trouble? Because remember, we say when you have faith and that faith is shattered, if you don't have patience, you're going to fall. But you have need of patience that when your faith is shattered, you still do the will of Yahuwah, knowing that it is after you do the will of Yahuwah, that is when you will receive the promise. For yet a little while, and he that shall come will come and will not tarry. So we have to tell ourselves, these are the last days. Hamashiach will come. I am willing to suffer until he returns. Now the just shall live by faith. Here is faith and patience. Yes. I didn't even look at this. Here is faith and patience together. The just shall live by faith, but if any man draw back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. So the just is living by faith, but then your faith is hit and you draw back. The Most High said, his soul will have no pleasure in him. So when you have faith and that problem comes up and hits you, you cannot draw back. Because verse 39 says, but we are not of them who draw back unto perdition, unto destruction, but of them that believe to the saving of the soul. So when things come to hit your soul, when you draw back, you're drawing back unto destruction. But you have to believe. Trust in Yahuwah. Trust in Yahuwah with all of thine heart. Lean not to thine own understanding. Lean not to your own understanding. Trust in him with all your heart. Yes? That is believing to the saving of the soul. Yes? So again, comes right back to what we are saying. We have to reject this world. My kingdom is not of this world. John 7:7 says, the world cannot hate you, but it hateth me, because I testify of it that the works thereof are evil. This world is an evil world. We have no lot nor part loving it. As a matter of fact, in 1 John 2:15-17, the Most High said, if you love this world, his love is not in you. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof, if not where. And who is he? So be reminded that we are in the beginning of sorrows, as we looked at last week. Matthew 24:4, and Yahusha answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars, as we are hearing today, and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. So what comes after the beginning of sorrows? persecution. We just read up to verse 8. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Right after in verse 9, what does it tell us? Bam! Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Why will all nations? I don't know. You know, they did a wicked thing with us because they taught us that the Bible is about a religion. It says all nations. Why shall you be hated of all nations? Because you are the Israelites. For my name's sake. And the Gentiles who have drawn away themselves and joined themselves to us will be hated as well. If it was about a religion, why would nations, every nation wants, almost most nations in the West want Christianity to rule, because Christianity it keeps the people nice and quiet and keeps them subservient to the nation. Why would the nations hate them? They are going to hate us because we are rising up, coming up as Israelites and declaring ourselves, rejecting this present world. Satan hates nothing more than when you reject his world. So, let me get here now. I want to show you something that just to show you a little trend that is happening in this world. Let me get it. They are using Google, of course, to influence search results. The other day, I did a search of only Israelites shall be saved. Now we know that that is a doctrine from the Hebrew Israelites. People, I want you to listen to me carefully. If this is a doctrine from the Hebrew Israelites, it must mean that the search results must include results from Hebrew Israelites. Trust me when I tell you that I reached to the 70th page, to the 7th page. So that means 70 listings. And I still have not seen a post up from a Hebrew Israelite. All I see the post from, it is from, notice the number one, Judaism. It is those who say they are Jews and are not get the number one. The rest of them is Christianity. So Judaism and Christianity fills all the results. What is this? Is this a fair representation? No, it's not. It is deliberate. Look, you have to look at these little things. Deliberately them trying to curtail and stop the truth. So all the things that they tell you, they will tell you and refer to people criticizing the Hebrew Israelite doctrine, but they will not put any doctrine of any Hebrew Israelites here. Let me get to it. So if you notice, Christianity. No, the first one was Judaism. Christianity. Think Christianity. And I think that is the 6th page. Advent, Christianity, St. Paul Center, Christianity. Not one Hebrew Israelite. Eh? Friends of Israel. Not one Hebrew Israelite people. So what is happening is there's something that's taking place behind the scenes. Now, when this happens and does not take place as it is happening and does not have effect, because our people are out in the streets and it is exploding, people are getting to the knowledge of who we are. When this happens, people, what do you think they're going to do? These people who say they are Jews and are not have set up a system. They have what is called the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, I think it is called. Now, here is their trick now. They set up the Anti-Defamation League. Let me show you their mission statement. All right. And ADL. to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and to secure justice and fair treatment of all. So they set up this as a watchdog all over the world. All over the world. Let me get the, yes, all over the world. I mean, watching the world, rather. Watching people to see if they say anything against these people who say they are Jews. And then they try their best to highlight them and fight against them. These people, you're seeing the beginning of what is going to come with the persecution. So here is their mission statement. We got that: to stop the defamation of the Jewish people and to secure justice and fair treatment to all. So what they do, they focus on the Jewish and then they come with all. All now is going to attract everyone. Oh, fair treatment. I want fair treatment. So I defend what ADL says. So let's look the ADL and the coming persecution of Israelites. Let me show you what these people do. They have a page, research and analysis. They say the fight against hate never rests. Get the latest up-to-date analysis on current events related to our work, battling hate and extremism. I hear that they have a database, I don't know what it is, of people who might say things against. You see, people like who speak about those who say they are Jews and are not and all of that. Yeah, they put them on those things and then they also highlight them. Let me show you how they highlight someone here. The other day, there is this girl called Candace Owens, and she came out. Let me get this before. Yeah. She came out and spoke against those people who say they are Jews. She was examining this question as to whether or not we are Israelites. And she was actually speaking about those people. And let me show you what they do. They have a page. Go to the research. They have a page. And they highlight those people who they believe are trouble. Let me show you. Backgrounder, Candace Owens. So they have highlighted this girl. This is what they do. We're showing you that this persecution that is coming, you have to understand how the wicked works. So, let me get this going. So they have a whole page for her. And guess what they do on the page? What they do on the page is highlight a whole history of everything that they have. They have key points telling about who the person is. She also exposes conspiracy theories related to the LGBT. So they add other people to get other people infuriated against these people. These people, look at these things that I'm telling you. These are how they lay the foundation for the coming persecution. Yeah? And they have a whole page going to all sorts of details about her, all sorts of things about her. So they get people, get Jews to hate her, and get other people, LGBTQ and everything, to rally against her, to destroy her, so that she cannot get them to rise up. Now, in this paper here, there is a paper, a website called the Boston Review. In the Boston Review, it actually tells us about, let me get it here. It tells us about the ADL, something about it. It says the Anti-Defamation League is not what it seems. Under the guise of fighting hate speech, the ADL has a long history of wielding its moral authority to attack Arabs, blacks, and queers. You see what I'm telling you? These are going to lay the foundation because they are Jews. When we come and say, you are not Jews, who do you think they are going to attack? They are going to attack our people. They are going to persecute our people. Well, let me show how these people, what these people do. Because this article here shows us exactly how these people operate. They have some bullet points that is going to show us how they operate. This one says the ADL is experiencing a renaissance in its visibility, influence, and fundraising power among well-meaning liberals. That means they are rising in their power, clout, authority, because now is the time is coming, the time of persecution. I believe in prophecy, people, and after the beginning of sorrows, it is persecution. This one says, at a time when it should be easier to see the ADL as a conservative knowledge production agency, a resurgence of concern with hate has only consolidated its power. So its focus on hate has helped to boost up its power. Because the people in this world today are going to be rallying behind the system that they have, rallying behind the Jews, rallying behind the system, because Israel, Yasharal, is rising up. Another one. The ADL's persistent power in US politics has been strangely unaffected by its history, probably because that history is so little known, so they are there, worming their little way, having their influence and the power without much people knowing anything about them. In addition to keeping watch over threats to the state, the ADL sought out or welcomed ways to participate in the administration of it. So they are even trying to participate in the administration of the countries, of the country, USA. So if they are helping in the administration of the country, what do you think comes next? Persecution. The ADL's audit of anti-Semitic incidents has been uncritically taken up by media and policymakers. That means the media is not criticizing anything the ADL is doing. Policymakers are not. What do you think? They are going to have their way. These Jews are going to fight tooth and nail against us as we rise up. And this is a main vehicle I believe they are going to use. The ADL has leveled near constant charges of dual loyalty at Arabs, anti-racists, and the left in the name of defending the US and Israeli states. So even against the Arabs, they are using it as their weapon. And we see them actually going to war with the Arabs in order to defend their state. The ADL had labeled black-generated anti-racist education projects extremist and anti-Semitic. That analysis still struggles for oxygen in US political culture. You see, their target, their aim is on the blacks. This one is about the Muslim. Look at this now. The ADL is now a vector of content for YouTube where BDS videos have been censored as hate speech. So there are no vetting content for YouTube. What do you think that means? That is why people on YouTube cannot even speak against the country they call Israel. That is why people have to be so watchful of the things that they say against Israel because of these people. So what we are saying, let me summarize everything from the beginning. The kingdom of Allah is within us. We have to be changed and transformed from the way we were, the way we grow, the things that we like, our appetite for this world, and be transformed spiritually into the kingdom that is to come. But in this kingdom that is to come, we are at a time when there will be a time of trouble that is coming upon this earth. The believers, true believers, will face persecution. And that persecution is going to be turned directly against us who are Israelites. Now, if we are not ready, if we don't learn patience, when the trouble starts come, we're going to be running for cover like little babies. We're not going to be like those people of old who stood up and says, whether I live or die, I don't care. Most of us are going to be running. Our faith is going to be shattered. So what I'm encouraging people, patience. If the Most High has you going through some rough times, some tough times, uncertain times, some difficult choices, give thanks because he's helping you to learn patience. Whatever you're going through, don't be fazed. Whatever you're going through, don't be dismayed. Just have patience. He will see you through. It will seem as if he's not there. It will seem as if, oh, the world has ended, everything. No, have patience. We don't know what he has planned for us. It is us who decide what we have planned for ourselves. And when we see that plan being shattered, when our whole reality is shattered, but we have to have trust in the Most High and know that he is taking us somewhere we might not think is feasible. We have to think that wherever he wants to take me, whatever he wants to do with me, that is what he does. If he wants to embarrass me, if he wants to bring me down, I'm going to patiently wait on him. People have to have patience. It is a time of patience. His kingdom is a kingdom. It speaks about the kingdom and patience of Yahusha. His kingdom cannot be attained, cannot be accessed, cannot be dwelled in unless we have utter patience. Hamashiach said, in your patience possess ye your souls. It is through patience we are going to be saved. It is patience that's going to help us to be saved. Our patience. And we will be battered and bruised, but we have to stand up in patience. Okay? Only hope this teaching was edifying to someone. Let me see. Oh, the light has gone. Let me see if I can turn this on before I go back. Oh, I want to turn on the lights and there's no light. Let me see how this one goes. One, two, 1, 2. Let me make sure that this sound is coming through. All right, 1, 2. Yeah. Oh boy. What a rough day today. How are you doing on Zoom? Let me go check if there's anything on YouTube. Let me see if there's anything in YouTube chat. If you have any questions, please do shoot them. All right. Let me see what is happening here. Everything is so white. White it out. I am not seeing. What is this? Don't tell me that the stream got cut off. Don't tell me that the stream got cut off. Man, I removed the wrong stream. Can you imagine this? Unbelievable. There are 2 streams and I took out the wrong one. Hey. Well, that's the advantage. Let me see. It's still on? Oh, yes. Here's the true one. All right. All right. Let me get this. All right. Let me see if there are any questions. Um, um, new moon. Yeah, new moon, September 3rd. Yeah. Shalom, Yafa. All right, Arthur Downs. Shalom. No sound audio keeps cutting out. I don't know. Uh, audio troubleshooter. I have no idea about that. All right, this one should edify someone. I am so thankful for such a powerful and eye-opening message. This walk is not for the weak, but the strong. That part of it. It's not for the weak, but for the strong. But how are we strengthened? We are strengthened, emana to emana, faith to faith, as it says. We have to move from faith to faith. We cannot be in the same position at all times. Yes? Yeah. I have had charity in this message. Now I see I have changes to make in my life. All praises. And all praises to the Most High. That is our desire, to be able to edify people. They have to be hush-hush and back down on what they say, retract. Nothing happens to us that he's not aware of, or allowing it, permitting it all. Praises to Yahuwah. Indeed. He permits it. Yeah. Much needed message. All praises to the Most High. Thank you for the reminder about the new moon. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. All praises to the Most High for this. So the kingdom of Alua is within you, and it is not. Look at it's funny. The kingdom of Alua is within you, and it is not of this world. So it's within you, but it's not of this world. So you are in the world, but the kingdom is not in the world, but the kingdom is within you, and you are in the world. So it's very simple. When you are literally, physically in the world, it is speaking spiritually of you not spiritually being in this world. So you have to be in a different zone. Yeah? So you will not be able to relate to the people who are in this zone. This is when friends, families start to part and start to keep away from you and all of that. Yes? All right. All right. Oh, Michael says I miss El Pedro on Jaw Radio. Yeah. I started, I have to speak with him. It's a good thing you speak because he is bilingual, like most people in Africa are. So what he has to do, he speaks the languages that most of the people speak. He's from Mozambique and he speaks Portuguese is the Edomite language that they speak. So when he's speaking the local language that has the most, and he's also speaking Portuguese sometimes, or he might be speaking two local languages, whatever, if he has a translator. Sometimes he doesn't have a translator, so he has to speak the language that has the most people to reach the most people. So that is why we have a problem with his latest messages. Yeah, I'll have to speak to him and see what can be done about an English language speaking English language. Yeah. All right. All right. Zoom people. All right. Yeah. All right. Anyone with anything else to say before we go? Mm-hmm. I'm here in the darkness. All right. So let me get off. Let me get off YouTube. Let me just double check if there's anything else. And then I will need to get off. Any other questions? Sherry, I actually responded to you. And I was wondering how you did not get back to me. So I don't know. I am going to try again, probably from another email address. Yeah? Yeah, I'm going to try from another email address. Sherry Tillman. I'll have to remember that to communicate with you. I don't know what's happening, but the email is not going through. Sorry about that. All right. So thank you all on YouTube, and please share the video with someone. Please like if you don't like, subscribe, please, if you have not yet subscribed. And please do share. Please do leave a comment inside the comment section of the video itself so that the more comments people see, the more people interact, the more they are likely to watch the video. All right. All right. Shalom, shalom, shalom to you all on YouTube. All right.